November 2019, Borno Governor Professor Babagana Umara Zulum undertook series of multi-sectoral activities. Professor Zulum began November with managing a fire disaster which consumed dozens of shops and goods at a GSM market in Maiduguri. The governor released 50 million naira to support affected traders and ordered relocation of the market to a more suitable building already being expanded. The governor hosted traders of the Bont market and gave deadline for relocation. Relatedly, Zulum received Controller General of the Federal Fire Service towards collaboration with Borno State on firefighting. On social protection, Professor Zulum in November approved the distribution of 30,000 naira each to 3,127 physically challenged beggars to lay the ground for government's ban against street begging. In November, Zulum constituted a multi-stakeholder committee on payment of new minimum wage to workers in Borno State. On security, Professor Zulum in November funded and hosted a Northeast Security Summit organized by the Inspector General of Police. The summit in Maiduguri was attended by governors, heads of security agencies, traditional rulers and diverse stakeholders from the 6 states of the Northeast. Critical measures aimed at curtailing the Boko Haram insurgency were adopted. Also in November, Professor Zulum engaged and equipped hundreds of Cameroonian vigilantes to join thousands of hunters and civilian JTF in the ongoing fight against Boko Haram. In same November, Professor Zulum received and held discussions with a United Nations high-powered team on security. The governor also received and approved the rehabilitation and reintegration of 983 detained suspects of insurgency who were found innocent and cleared by the Nigerian military. On infrastructure, Professor Zulum in November accelerated the construction of community roads in different parts of the state capital. He also received technical update from a Chinese engineering company towards the construction of Borno's first set of flyovers to ease urban traffic. The governor also inspected sites for the takeoff of Maiduguri-Bama Highway. On primary health care, Professor Zulum in November commissioned a new hospital in Dalori. He also attended the high-level roundtable on primary health care and human capital development hosted by Mr. Bill Gates and Alhaji Aliko Dangote in Seattle, the United States of America. On education, Professor Zulum in November commissioned 20 ultra-modern bungalows built at the University of Maiduguri to increase staff housing. Represented by his deputy, the governor also commissioned a new primary school in Muramti, community of Kunduga. In same November, Professor Zulum inspected the construction of staff houses in Borno's new state university. He interacted with pioneer students, directed allocation of students' buses, and addressed payment of scholarship. On housing, Professor Zulum in November inaugurated a committee to supervise the construction of 500 housing estates to be completed next year. Zulum also approved the subsidized sale of 2,787 government houses to citizens, many of them workers. Professor Zulum in November undertook a courageous visit to Old and New Marte. It was the fourth civilian visit to the former stronghold of Boko Haram in more than 5 years. Zulum hosted a task team of the World Bank in Maiduguri. The governor led government officials to review multi-sectoral projects and identified new priorities. In November, Professor Zulum hosted 3 ministers, UN officials and security chiefs for an international workshop on civil security cooperation in humanitarian interventions across the Northeast. Also in November, Professor Zulum hosted the Secretary to Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, at the Borno Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Zulum also visited the Minister of Water Resources at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja. Both meetings aimed at attracting developmental projects to benefit Borno people. Overwhelmed by Professor Zulum's performance in only 6 months, the Nigeria Union of Journalists in November declared Governor Zulum winner of the NUJ's Most Promising Governor Award for the year 2019. Report by Loretta Omorubi.